by using line you can get a lot of character and interest into your paintings and drawings, and ink and watercolour is a great way to do this. So daffodils are quite a simple shape. I have done tutorials before on how to do daffodils and I will link some of those down below. But this is a daffodil just out of my imagination, and the thing is with daffodils you can do this, so you can do them all different colours. Sometimes the trumpets are different colours to the petal and vice versa, lots of different shades of yellow, so have fun making some colours up. But the ink drawing, first of all, gives you that chance to be a bit imaginative with your line and get some curls and some curves in those petals, and then we get some movement. So although it's a static thing on a 2D piece of paper, you can really get a little bit of character into it by using your pen. So do your pencil lines first and keep those quite simple, and then when you go on top with your pen, you can have a go at making more curls. So we've got the paper a little bit at the top of the daffodil, which covers the bud before it comes out, and that's got lots of nice curves in it, and of course the petals themselves. And petals aren't always just facing us, often they're curled over on themselves. So the pen that I'm using is the Pigma Micron, and that's a size 8. The paints that I'm using are Winsor and Newton artist quality paints, and the paper that I'm using is a Bockingford block, size A4, and that's £140. And I will put all that down in the comments, in the information below. The colours that I've used are cadmium yellow with cadmium orange, raw sienna with raw umber for that little papery bit, and the sap green with the cadmium yellow. So just make the actual stem a little bit lighter. You could actually add some blue to your stem, because often with daffodils they do have that little tinge of blue, so do look carefully at your colours and have a bit of a fun and play with them. So some imaginary lines there, some extra curls and curves. Obviously this was completely out of the imagination anyway, but you could get a daffodil in front of you, or a picture or a photograph of a daffodil in front of you, and then exaggerate the curls. So if you're familiar with my work, you'll know I pretty much do this anyway. It's just a bad habit I've got, especially when I'm drawing people. I often make them a bit plumper than they are because I like drawing expressive curls and curves and making some nice marks and getting that movement and expression in. So have a go with this. You could do a whole page full of daffodils, you could do some background to this, but the nice thing about the ink and watercolour is that you kind of just colouring in afterwards. So after you've done your drawing, it's really relaxing. You can switch off, not worry about anything else that you may be worrying about at the moment. There's a lot going on in the world that we've got to worry about. And this is a way of switching off for an hour or two, and all you're thinking about is picking your colours and putting that colour down. Don't worry if the colours touch each other on the paper, because of course with flowers, the colours from the flowers do tend to go into the stems, and of course that little bit of paper is transparent, so it won't matter if a little bit of green or yellow comes through that as well. So you can do this as stylised or as loose as you want. I'm working wet onto dry. So I'm going to allow the first layer to completely dry and then come back on with some extra little bits of colour just to define some of those shapes. And you could do this layer upon layer upon layer, and you could put, like I say, a background on, perhaps a simple blue sky or something like that. So this Bockingford paper, this block that's a size A5, is really handy for doing things like flower and ink and watercolour. It's a perfect size for doing these little studies of flowers. So with spring approaching, the daffodils are just trying to get out. They're starting to come out here. I'm up in Cumbria, so obviously if you're down south, somewhere a lot warmer than me, your daffodils have perhaps been out for a few weeks now already. But ours are just coming out here, and it's lovely to see them all around the lakes. Yeah, it really cheers you up. It's sunshine, isn't it? It's yellow, it's sunshine, it makes you feel better. So lots to look forward to with everything coming into bloom for the spring. Looking forward to things like the magnolia, which is absolutely covered in blossom at the moment. And I'm really enjoying at the moment getting my garden ready for spring. There's a lot of work to do in the garden at the moment. We've been doing a few alterations, making some new planting areas and things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun buying some new plants to put in those. So any questions you have about the process of this, do put them in the comments below. If you've got things that you prefer to paint as well, let me know in the comments below, and I'll hopefully get on to do some of those. And I will also link the previous daffodil tutorials, because I know coming up to Easter and up to spring that it's something that we all like drawing and painting. Okay, so I'll leave you to it now. Enjoy your drawing and painting. Any questions whatsoever, please just do get in touch, either here or on Instagram, or even on Facebook, whatever, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back with you again soon. Bye bye for now.